Thanks, Vicky. Wow, there is a lot of people here. Hello, I am Head of Content and Social at Good. And content isn't new news, but once upon a time it was quite limited due to traditional channels of media. But with the explosion of digital, content now ranges from online comedy shows, infographics, social tidbits, how-to videos, and so much more. Brand Republic Insight recently published a report that stated that more than 73% of marketers in the UK were significantly increasing the amount of content they'd be producing this year. That's almost double over the last 2 years. So content really is sort of living up to a phrase that I'm sure we've all heard lots before. So I'm really excited to set the scene today. I'm sure we'll see lots of content and have lots of inspiring discussions about content. But as an agency, we still get asked this question: what is content marketing? And I'm sure you've all heard multiple definitions and lots of buzzwords floating around, from sort of corporate journalism, brand publishing, etc., etc. But as Vicky mentioned, I'd really like to kick off today's event exploring those definitions and trying to answer this question. So, very recently, just a few weeks ago, the Content Marketing Institute stated that their definition of content is a strategic marketing approach focused on creating and distributing valuable, relevant and consistent content to attract and retain a clearly defined audience and ultimately to drive profitable customer action. That's quite long-winded and I'm sure we can refine it. In my opinion, this definition, there's 5 key elements. The first one is value, relevance, consistency, attraction and action. And we've taken this one step further at the Good Agency and we talk about meaningful content. Meaningful content, in our opinion, enriches people's lives as well as adding value to an organisation and helping you achieve your objectives. It's emotive and authentic stories, but the key ingredient is that it gives people a role in your brand story. It helps people understand what impact they can make when they engage with you. So meaningful content can be associated with our thirst for real stories, such as Joanne Milne's Hearing for the First Time, which I hope you've all seen. If you haven't, watch it. It's really, really, really emotive. And another great example of this is the popularity and success of Upworthy, which has sort of built a platform where really profound, real life stories are being watched and shared by thousands, tens of thousands, millions of people around the world. Technology has really changed the way that we consume media. The internet changed everything, and then social media came along and changed everything again. And now I believe that we're really a nation of media stackers. So we watch TV, we're on Facebook, we're reading a magazine, and we're talking to family and friends all at the same time. And that's also changed how news is broadcast. So now everyone can be a journalist. If you've got a camera or even a smartphone, you can report on news and distribute it 24 hours, 7 days a week. And these stories, these media stories, including news, are now watched and shared and liked and commented on all day, every day. So not only has technology changed the way that we consume the media, also what we want from the media is changing, and this has really driven the exponential growth of content. So now we want brands to demonstrate their values rather than just tell us about them. So we want them to sort of walk the walk rather than talk the talk, if that makes sense. So in the video world, we've seen a huge growth of more documentary style, human-focused, longer form videos. This is an example from Subway, whose whole YouTube channel is very much focused on almost TV show style episodes that are very much about entertainment and bringing their brand vision to life, which is around eat fresh rather than selling product. We want a relationship, not a one-night stand. Content marketing is all about building trust and familiarity, whereas advertising is more show me the money in the short term. We want personal content, not general. I'm not sure if you've seen the latest video from the Virgin London Marathon, but features Stephen Fry, and it's personalised to the point where individual participants' names appear on his headband, but also throughout the messaging through the video. So not only can content be personalised, it can also be personalised to the point of reaching a mass audience. So you can personalise different types of content for different audience segments by changing tone or medium to resonate with those groups. For years, marketing gurus have been telling us that people want to join brands, they want to interact with brands, people seek relationships with brands. And content, I feel, is really testing those assumptions. We need to understand that people have interests that don't include brands. So this is the top 10 trending Google searches. ALS is included in this top 10, but it's very much surrounding the ice bucket challenge. People respond to content that makes sense and is useful. Corona made an app that doesn't really make sense. I'm not sure if you've ever tried to turn a beer upside down, but it often doesn't end well. And people have been saying that it's the year of mobile marketing since the iPhone launched in 2007. But again, Google recently stated that they believe now is the time for mobile, and it's now becoming a lot more mainstream with the development of technology and its place within the customer journey or the supporter journey. It's having a real impact on our purchasing and giving behaviour. So mobile is becoming more important, especially as a means to distribute content. We've got to stop treating social channels like paid media, as these brands have done. I'm sure everyone's aware of the Always Like a Girl campaign, Expedia with Find Yours, Budweiser with their Best Buds, and Red Bull, pretty much everything they do. These commercial brands they're doing a great job at content marketing, and I believe we can really learn from them. One of the things that we need to learn is we've got to take an interest in what interests people. So Dove, the Real Beauty sketches, and we need to understand that people care. They might not care as much about our brands as we do. We need to create content that's really easy to interact with. Again, this is Honda's award-winning, content-driven, integrated campaign that gave people the opportunity to engage simply by pressing R. And we've got to develop highly emotive rather than functional content. We've really got to pull on heartstrings. I don't want to preempt the panel discussion that's up next, but we've seen lots of research that shows that highly emotive content is not only watched but shared so many more times than more rational or functional content. So finally, content is the future, and it's really exciting that conversations have started to move from, "Ooh, isn't this exciting?" to, "Right, how can we measure this? How can we understand the effectiveness?" And that's a good thing, but it means that we have to consider ROI. I think it's much easier to measure engagement with content, but now technology is improving so that we can start to deliver hard metrics. So we can start to see how content drives action online, and also content to product purchase. So the bottom line, I think content does have many definitions. We believe that meaningful content fits the bill. I'm not going to read that out because, again, that's quite a long sentence. But today, I think the point is that we're here to talk about content that adds value. And for us, that really does mean adding value not only to the organisation, but to people's lives. Thank you.